KIF football tonight takes us over to the Hanapepe Stadium. KIF football is seen right here on Channel 6 and Channel 21, Kauai Cable and Garden Isle Cablevision on Sundays and Wednesday evenings following the JK show from 9 till 11 o'clock. KIF football tonight brings us to Hanapepe Stadium and it's homecoming for the Waimea High School Minahunis as they take on the Kauai High School Red Raiders. KIF football is brought to you by Hesse Carpet, Toolmaster, Island Liquidators, Baskin-Robbins, Oki Diner, open 24 hours a day, Garden Isle Motors, and Kauai Cablevision, along with Garden Isle Cablevision. KIF football play-by-play is brought to you by KUAI Radio's Jay Robertson. And now, let's go out to Hanapepe Stadium for this homecoming game, Waimea High School taking on Kauai High School. Portions of this game have been edited due to time constraints. If you'd like a complete copy of this game unedited, it runs 1 hour 52 minutes. It's available for $20 from Sal Salvatore, 245-6260.
Are the safeties. The Raiders are about to kick off to the Waimea Minahunis, and this ball game is underway. It'll go end over end and be taken short at the 20-yard line by Puna Rivera. He's trying to find a hole, dances his way to the 25, 30, 35, still on his feet, banging the Raiders' bodies out to the 38-yard line. Puna Rivera least expected that ball. It came very short, and we should add that there is such a wonderful sight to see the trade winds blowing again, or at least something coming out of the east and the northeast. That may hamper for just a bit the receiving and the passing game. However, we'll have to wait and see because the Minahunis may just take it to them on the turf all night long. Vea and Jardine, and it's Vea getting the first call, crashing through the line across the 40 to the 41. Two very tough yards, but Valen Vea has shown he is as tough as they are. 160 pounds, and he really puts it right through there. Second down and 8 coming up here for the Minahunis with this game just getting underway, and that short kick has really given Waimea favorable field position. Villanueva comes wide to the near sideline. Castro checks him off, takes it. Here's the snap handoff over to Jardine. He's got the first down and he breaks free. He's gone. The bullet is loose. 30, 20, not even close. It's a touchdown, Waimea. 59 yards, and nobody laid a glove on him. Sean Jardine has just notched lucky touchdown 13 on the season. A remarkable 59-yard run. And barely 45 seconds on the clock. Jardine going to go for the extra point. Tell me this guy's not all state. There's the flag, and it'll be encroachment against the defense of the Red Raiders. The Raiders were, honestly, to tell you folks, were blitzing on that last play. They had crashed everybody, including the safeties, into the line. Jardine, when he had this big hole over the left side, Roderick Geronimo just blew everybody out. But after that, Sean was just on his way. He beat the corner, and it was history. Here's the extra point attempt now. The snap, it's down. There's his kick, it's up. And it's good. We're going to pause. 11-11 remaining in our first period. We're just underway. It's Waimea 7, Kauai High School nothing.
Oh, here's a good one. Max's birthday with Mignar the Magician. Claire got the role of the spatula in the school play. Bingo at the Burrows. Oh, here's a goodie. Mom's graduation from Big Rig Trucking School.
Whatever you're celebrating, nothing says let's party like an ice cream cake from Baskin-Robbins. They're cool, they're fun, they're really good.
Oki Diner and Bakery right in the heart of Lihue next to the Garden Island newspaper is open 24 hours a day. Local favorites galore. Huge servings and modest prices await you. Breakfast is served from midnight till 11 a.m. daily. Try our pancake special. 2 large pancakes, meat of your choice, and 1 large farm fresh egg, only $3.99. Plus freshly baked pies, cookies, turnovers, cone sushi, and shave ice too. It's all yours at Okie Diner and Bakery, next to the Garden Island newspaper. Takeouts available. Okie's, 24 hours a day, 245-5899. Summer's all year long with your own Manco machine from Toolmaster. You've seen them at the Farm Bureau Fair. Check out the mini delivery and display truck with a 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, scrub brake, and speed reduced to 7 miles per hour for additional safety and low-end torque. Check out the Dingo, a 5 horsepower engine, heavy-duty torque converter trans, disc brakes, and spring suspension front end. Plus, the 2-to-go, 5 horsepower centrifugal clutch drive and band brake. Or the Quicksilver 2, sporting a 3.5 horsepower engine, centrifugal clutch drive, and dual scrub brakes. Prices start at a low $788.99. Fun for everyone. Manco Fun Machines from Toolmaster, Lihue Industrial Park, Phase 2.
Welcome back, everybody. Hanapepe Stadium homecoming night for the Menahunis, and they have certainly started off in grand style with a big run. Just their second play from scrimmage, and Sean Jardine scoring from 59 yards out, and it really looked rather easy for him. Ryan Koga playing deep center field. Roy Simao on the far side of the field, waiting to get Sean Jardine's kick, and Sean's got the wind to his back, albeit a slight breeze. It's still a little bit of a breeze, and it might be helping him out. Here he comes running into the ball. It's end over end to the near sideline. Sterling Owana will take it up at the 15, get out over the 20-yard line, looks for some room, tries to cut to the other side, but Michael Solibio just wraps him up and hurls him to the ground. Solibio really came in there and made his play, and so the Red Raiders will get a shot at it. Again, Kelly Ionoi, the center. Eldon Oyodamari at 170 and Ben Simao at 220. The guards, Tommy Cox and Brad Higashi, the tackles, and Eric Masters, the tight end. That's the tough line that's really got to go up against an outstanding defense for the Menahunis. Vigilia, with a great season behind him, takes the first snap. Hands off right side and very little running room. Mikey Ni'i getting the call. Ni'i picks up a few. Maybe. No, they're going to mark it as a loss of 1. So his knee actually went down with a loss, and the Raiders have a 2nd and 11 right now. Virtually a packed crowd. I mean, there are quite a few people still out at the snack bar and around the corners, and if everybody was to take a seat, this place would be, well, for fire marshal purposes, sold out. Vigilia takes the 2nd down snap, hands off. Ryan Koga trying to fight his way. He's got it across the 20, picks up 3, bringing up a 3rd down and approximately 8 for the Red Raiders. In the very early going of this Friday night ball game, glad you could be with us. Raiders have given the Menahunis some serious challenges and tests throughout this season. Waimea able to handle all of that, rather handily, however. 3rd down now, 8 yards to go. The ball out at the 22-yard line. Vigilia on the right hash mark. Calling the signs. 2 receivers off to the left side. 3 steps back with the snap. Fires it to the left. Complete and bang, just short of the 1st down marker. And I believe that is Travis Muraoka with a tough catch in traffic, and he really paid a penalty for that. He just got walloped and went down. Muraoka is up and staggering back to the huddle. He will be all right and try to shake it off. But I think he got clipped that time by Tyson Core, the linebacker. Not clipped in the technical football sense of it, but just clipped as in knocked goofy. Eric Masters will be punting. Valen Vea back, and he's going to step up to about his own 45 waiting for this. The Menahunis should get great field position again. A high snap, a good kick by Masters right to the 44, and it's going to be bobbled. The Menahunis dive on it. Vea able to recover his own muff, and that will cost him a couple yards back to the 42-yard line. Still, the Menahunis with outstanding field position. This is virtually the same spot that they struck for the touchdown from, maybe a yard closer. So we'll see what Waimea comes out with, and of course their polished offensive line. Set up strong side to the left. Receivers split on both sides. Pro set formation. Here's the snap. Hand off to Jardine. Diving over the left side. Out to the 45-yard line. Picking up 3 tough yards. And setting up a 2nd down and 7. And of course, as you heard as part of our pregame show, you just got to get up for this game. And if the Menahunis are up, there may be very little that anybody, let alone the Red Raiders, can do about it. Here comes the 2nd down and 7 play. There's the snap, the handoff again. Jardine hit into the backfield, wrapped up and thrown for a loss. Ho-ho! Great stop that time. Shane Sata with an outstanding defensive play. Sata just continues every night out to just not only amaze me, but delight me with what he can do on a football field. He plays a tough game of football. 3rd down, 2 yards loss on that play. So according to our trusty scoreboard, it's 3rd down and 8. On the 3rd down play, a pass intended for Valen Vea. That'll be incomplete off to the right side. 4th down, punting time now for the Menahunis. So the Raiders have answered that initial challenge with a pretty good defensive stand of their own. They'll get the ball back for the 2nd time offensively this evening. Still looking to try to get some yardage out of it, however. They went absolutely nowhere on their first possession. Incidentally, that is the Red Raider band you're listening to. Jardine to do the punting. He'll get a short spiral off. It's going to bounce out at the 35 and take a good Menahuni roll inside the 30. And it'll be down by Sterling Owana. No, it will not be down by Sterling Owana. It will be down by Brian Medeiros. Just short of the 30 at about the 29-yard line. So the Raiders get a little bit better field position. And a little more breathing room for Richard Vigilia. Again, Ryan Koga, Mikey Ni'i in the backfield with him tonight. Koga now takes the tailback position. Ni'i just off to the right side of him, off his shoulder. There's the snap, handoff over to Koga, trying the right side, wrapped up at the line and thrown back. Gets to the 30-yard line, according to the side judge. So that'll pick up a yard or so on the play. 2nd down and 9. And the Raiders still looking for some opening or some possibility of a crease somewhere. Here come the Raiders out of their huddle. Kelly Uyoka, Mr. Touchdown to the near sideline. They're going to overload the right short side of the field. 3 receivers slot over there. Single setbacks Koga. Vigilia takes a snap, drops back, rolls into the moving pocket, fires it to the right side. It'll be incomplete. Uyoka was cutting into the middle of the field just as Vigilia let it go towards the sideline. So he either was throwing it away to prevent an interception, or there was some sort of confusion on what the route was. That forces a 3rd down and 9. And again, the Menahuni defense, and they really stack it up. They bring those big 5 guys across that front, and makes it very difficult. 3rd and 9, I formation. Here's the snap. Dropping back, Vigilia has a little time, throws it over the middle, popped into the air. It'll be incomplete. Sean Jardine, playing in his safety position, got his hands on the ball, tipped it straight up into the air, but a little bit away from his body. When he realized it was coming down towards him, made a diving effort to get to it, and it fell just shy of his outstretched arms. So that's a 4th down for the Raiders. Eric Masters will come out and punt. Randy Villanueva and Valen Vea will come back, and again, they will wait about their 40-yard line for the kick from Masters. A much better snap than the first one, and Masters gets a good kickoff. Coming up and taking it on the run at the 45, 50. It's Villanueva into Raider territory, pushed down at the 40-yard line. Luke Smith got him from behind, just gave him a shove in the numbers, and that was enough to put Villanueva down at the 39-yard line. Otherwise, there may have been 6 more points up on the Menahuni scoreboard. It is 7-0, Waimea scoring in the first 45 seconds of this ball game. We've got 6 minutes and 53 seconds to go in our first period. Waimea with the ball once again. Kurt Castro takes it and pitches it over to Jardine. Jardine will, a little flea flicker. They hand it back to the quarterback. Fires deep to the end zone. It'll be incomplete. Airing it out for William Rodriguez, who goes in as a wide receiver, streaking down the sideline. They were aiming it at about the 5-yard line. They had faked the double reverse. And a little flea flicker action back to the quarterback. Well-designed play, but also well defended by the Red Raiders. 2nd down and 10, the Menahunis break their huddle. Coming out to the 39-yard line in Raider territory. Receivers split on both sides. Turn around after the handoff. It'll be over to Jardine. Jardine crashes through across the left side over to the 30. Bulls his way down to the 28-yard line. Depending on the spot, it'll be enough for the first down. We'll see where they put it. Wait for Lenny Raposo to get the ball down, and they may call for a measurement and keep the ball in the initial spot, and they'll say, no, that's enough for the first down. The ball will be placed at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10, Waimea. Ferguson wide to the far sideline, off to the near sideline, Rodel Pachon. Vea, Jardine in the backfield. Vea to the right, Jardine directly behind Kurt Castro. Another handoff to Jardine to the right side, cuts it back over the left, struggles forward, gets a couple yards, maybe close to the 25-yard line. Stretch the body out, and they will give him the 25 on the body stretch. So he gains 3 on the play. Another tough 3, and boy, did he add to his average with that 59-yard run. Incidentally, Sean Jardine has been performing like no other running back in the history of this league. He has got 5 consecutive 100-yard-plus games. Handoff to Jardine again, left side. He's got some running room inside to the 20-yard line, and down he goes at the 19. Just shy of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd down and very short. If you'll remember that initial big game against Punahou where Sean ran for 202 yards, his least amount of distance in any game this year has been against the Kapaa Warriors, where he ran for just 109 yards. But by any measure, you get 100 yards in a football game rushing, and you've done a heck of a job, and he has done that 5 consecutive games. No running back has ever done that in the history of this league. Another handoff to Jardine. He's got the first down, crushing it right up the middle and close to the 15-yard line. He'll pick up 4 on that play easily. And Sean can give you the brilliant speed in the open field as well as that just tough, punishing run up the middle. Michael Solibio comes out of the ball game. Tyson Pereira goes back in all likelihood at that tight end spot, right off the shoulder of Julius Cesar. Strong side left, pro set formation, slot to the right side. Castro drops back, heaves it high to Pereira into the end zone. He leaps up and he can't get to it. It'll be incomplete. Pereira looking back and pointing at the defender, saying that Roy Simao had grabbed onto him and he was looking for a holding call and pass interference. He's not going to get it. 2nd down and 10. Villanueva, Charles Ferguson into the ball game. So they will just switch receivers that time. Coming off the carpet, Leslie Passion and Pereira. No, Pereira's still out there. Or as Villanueva came out. Nope, Villanueva's in there. I'll get it right one time or another. Handoff to Jardine. No, it's not. It's Villanueva, I believe, with that ball. Vea carries, excuse me. They get those dark uniforms going in the darkness of the light, and it works for them. It just works. 3rd down. After that loss on the play, it actually is 3rd down and 12 to go now. So a critical play for the Menahunis here. Receivers wide on both sides. Whistles and flags immediately upon the snap. And it'll be either procedure or offside against Waimea. The penalty will definitely go against the Menahunis and back them up 5 yards. 3rd down. 17 to go now. 4 minutes left in this period. Waimea faced with probably their toughest down of the ball game so far. They've had a great deal of fortune throughout the evening. So it's 3rd down, 17 to go. Ball moved back to the 23-yard line. Castro ready to go. Takes the snap, hands off. Jardine, left side, has the hole. Oh, good night. He's gone. History, nobody even touched him again. Touchdown, Waimea. Oh, man. Jardine with a 22-yard run. And absolutely, you got to trust me on this one. Not a single Red Raider even touched him. Officials want to stop the clock momentarily, probably an equipment that they want to seal up. Sean ready to go for the extra point. Ferguson to hold for him. There's the snap, the hold. Big pressure by the Raiders. The kick is up. It's good. We're going to pause. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left in this first quarter, and it's now Waimea 14. Kauai High School, nothing.
Hesse Carpets has moved. We've moved to now Willy Willy just off the highway. We've moved to a bigger warehouse, better showroom with easier access. So October is moving sale month. Area rugs 30, 40, and 50% off. Cumberland Active Area Carpets 30 and 40% off. In-stock vinyl 50 and 60% off. All in-stock carpets 30, 40, and 50% off. 2 patterns peel and stick tiles just $20 a box. So take advantage of our moving sale now at Hesse Carpets.
New arrivals at Island Liquidators, bottom of Don Willy Willy Road, that include these white 3-drawer wall secretaries with matching chest of drawers and dressers, limited supply. Oak student and household desks starting at $55. A limited supply of these solid oak wardrobe cabinets, perfect for bedroom and storage. Plus oak chest of drawers and dressers with matching night tables. 2 types of mini-bar refrigerators to choose from, perfect for home or office, only $40. And like new upholstered sofas. So come on down to Island Liquidators, now Willy Willy Road this week for these specials.
The new 96 Taurus. Tested safer than Volvo. More standard horsepower than Accord and Camry. Yet Taurus is still priced thousands less. And now with $1,000 cash back direct from Ford, the totally redesigned Taurus has the competition holding on to the past. Taurus even has more interior room than last year's model. Nothing compares. See your Hawaii Ford dealer, home of 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. Again.
Well, thank you, Jay, and welcome back, everybody. Ryan Koga set to receive the kickoff from Sean Jardine. Sterling Awana on the far side, and Roy Simao on the near sideline, playing up the field just about 10 yards. Jardine with it teed at the 40. He's ready to go, and again, the wind behind the Menahunis. Here in this opening quarter of the ball game, Jardine's kick underway, end over end. Koga racing up. It's going to be taken by Simao. He bobbles it, picks it up at the 5. Comes out, trying to work his way around, cutting it over the middle, over the 10. Ooh, ouch, and down he goes at the 12-yard line. Miscommunication that time. Ryan Koga was racing up, looking to catch the ball on the run and get a head start on it. Roy Simao was backpedaling, trying to get to it towards the corner. Obviously, Koga did not let him know that he was coming into the neighborhood. Simao reached up, it just went off his fingertips, and that bobble has now pinned the Red Raiders. Ball spotted at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 at the 12. I formation, Ryan Koga the tailback for the Raiders. Here's the snap, handoff over to Koga, trying to find some way to get out. The Menahunis all over him. They will bury him at the 10-yard line. And that entire front line was all over him. Daniel Tafua right in there, but the linebacker Robert De La Cruz comes up last off the pile. He had taken his legs out from underneath him. Ryan Koga, very tough running tonight. He has not been able to find any daylight whatsoever. The Menahunis giving not even an inch. 2nd down and 11. Loss of a yard on the play. Tyson Shigimoto into the ballgame for the first time tonight. Slot to the right side. He's got a bum leg. Hand off to Mikey Nee. Fights his way over. He gets out over the 15-yard line. Nice run for Nee. Out to the 17. That brings a 3rd down and about maybe a long 4 or a short 5. You can call it either way you want. Still 3rd down, and the Raiders need a very big play. They definitely do not want to be playing this whole game on their side of the field. They have not even been able to get close to midfield. Menahunis have virtually started in Raider territory every time they've had their hands on the ball. Here's the snap to Vigilia. He wants to pass, throws it left side. It'll be batted down by Michael Salibio. Salibio jumping high into the air from the right side there. We do have a flag on the play, and there may be defensive holding. Preliminary indication, well, there's going to be holding, and I'm watching, trying to keep an eye on Maxi Moreno on the far sideline. He's explaining it to the Red Raiders. And the Raiders, from the distance that they're walking, I believe it may be against them. And it could have gotten picked up because the ball was batted down. We'll have to wait and see now. The officials will confer. Leo Raposo, Maxi Moreno, Stoop Shimagawa out there on the field. Boy, you talk about some veterans. Let's see if, well, nobody's really doing much of anything. No indications and no signs. Leo saw it as tipped. So there is a penalty against the Red Raiders, and it will be declined. And from what Leo Raposo was pointing out, it would have been an illegal man downfield. By declining the penalty, it's 4th down now. Randy Villanueva and Valen Vea back to receive the punt. Masters gets a good line drive, goes off to the far side and bounces out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Valen was over there trying to chase it down, went out of bounds before he could get anywhere near it. So the Menahunis, again, with just marvelous field position, have the ball at the 42-yard line. Here on their homecoming night, and it's always been a huge night. I mean, homecoming's big for every school. Now wait till you see the Warriors homecoming next week. That will be a dandy. Do make your plans to join us, Medina Stadium. Come on out and tailgate with us real early. Here's Waimea again on 1st down. Valen Vea gets the call, hit at the line of scrimmage, still fights his way forward for a couple of yards. It gets to the 41-yard line. A 1-yard gain on that play, and Vea was hit in the backfield. Just under 2 minutes to play here in our quarter. 2nd down and 9 out at the 41-yard line with 1 minute and 52 seconds left in our first period. And it's still 14-0 Waimea. 2 touchdowns by Sean Jardine got them on the board very early. Waimea breaks their huddle now on 2nd down. The ball in the middle of the field between the hash marks. Here's the snap. Handoff. Jardine left side, wrapped up by Owana. Still fighting forward for 5 yards. Gets down to the about the 37-yard line is where they're going to put it. So that's a 4-yard gain. Getting the calculator out. Brings up another 3rd down and long, 3rd and 5. Villanueva to the far side as a receiver. Charles Ferguson to the near side as a receiver. Here's the snap to Castro. Handoff, and there's a flag on the play. The ball given to Valen Vea. He is tackled by Ryan Koga at the line of scrimmage, or maybe behind it. But a flag went up, and we'll have to wait and see what that was. It went up very early. And it may be holding against Waimea. Lenny Raposo giving a preliminary indication. He just grabbed his shirt and tugged on it. So I would assume that's the modern or the new math approach to a holding sign. Waimea comes out of their huddle, and they didn't even realize that there was a flag on the play. And now you should see the shock on their faces. They got to go back to the huddle. Oblivious to it, and let's see, I think the penalty is either going to be waved off or declined. It's declined, and it's 4th down. So it'll be 4th down and about 6. And Waimea will go for it. A little delay. Jardine hit in the backfield, tackled at the 40. He's thrown for a loss, losing 2 yards on the play. So the Raiders, with a big defensive stand, force a turnover. They'll take it on downs at the 40-yard line and get themselves some good field position finally. Vigilia coming back out onto the field. Richard, and you can really see that he has made some very steady improvement throughout the weeks for these Red Raiders. Probably the most notable, too, is the passing part of his ball game has really come around the last several games, last 2 games. Vigilia ready to take the snap on 1st and 10. Pitches it back to Koga. There's whistles and flags immediately upon the snap. It'll be procedure against the Raiders. So that will back them up 5 yards. Still 1st down. It'll be 1st and 15. Travis Moroka going to come out of the ball game. Right now, Benson Tabata into the game to replace him on this 1st down call. Ball will be set to the near hash mark, short side of the field to the right, and that'll be the strong side of the line for the Red Raiders. Triple to the left, single setback will be Koga. Vigilia takes a quick snap, hands off. Koga, nice hold to the right side to the 40, 45, still on his feet, banging helmets down to midfield. They will spot it just short of the 50-yard line, and that would be just shy of the 1st down. He got to the 50. He had gone down somewhere at the 49, but he really tried to just level his defender, helmet to helmet. What a collision. So it'll be second down and a football length. Raiders about ready to burst right into Menahuni territory, and they'd love to be able to do that, and they'll have to wait till the second period. We're through one here at Hanapepe Stadium. It's Waimea 14, Kauai High School nothing.
Tommy! Oh yeah, we're getting this ball back, boys. We're getting it back.
Oh, here's a good one. Max's birthday with Mignar the Magician. Claire got the role of the spatula in the school play. Bingo at the Burrows. Oh, here's a goodie. Mom's graduation from Big Rig Trucking School.
Whatever you're celebrating, nothing says let's party like an ice cream cake from Baskin Robbins. They're cool, they're fun, they're really good.
Okie Diner and Bakery, right in the heart of Lihue, next to the Garden Island newspaper, is open 24 hours a day. Local favorites galore. Huge servings and modest prices await you. Breakfast is served from midnight till 11 a.m. daily. Try our pancake special. 2 large pancakes, meat of your choice, and 1 large farm fresh egg, only $3.99. Plus, freshly baked pies, cookies, turnovers, cone sushi, and shave ice too. It's all yours at Okie Diner and Bakery, next to the Garden Island newspaper. Takeouts available. Okie's, 24 hours a day, 245-5899. Summer's all year long with your own Manco machine from Toolmaster. You've seen them at the Farm Bureau Fair. Check out the mini delivery and display truck with a 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, scrub brake, and speed reduced to 7 miles per hour for additional safety and low-end torque. Check out the Dingo, a 5 horsepower engine, heavy-duty torque converter trans, disc brakes, and spring suspension front end. Plus, the 2-to-go, 5 horsepower centrifugal clutch drive and band brake. Or the Quicksilver 2, sporting a 3.5 horsepower engine, centrifugal clutch drive, and dual scrub brakes. Prices start at a low $788.99. Fun for everyone. Manco Fun Machines from Toolmaster, Lihue Industrial Park, Phase 2.
Raiders at second and short, second and a football length. They'll take the snap, hand off in the backfield. Ow, and there is nothing for Shigimoto, who had snuck into the backfield, and he will lose some yardage on that play. Trison, as we reported, not starting tonight, and he does have a few reported injuries. Healthy enough, though, to get into the game and try to contribute. 3rd and 2 now. Losing virtually 2 yards on that play. Here in front of a capacity crowd, and that's counting our friends, the tailgaters. And they add probably one of the finest elements to this wonderful rustic ballpark. Here's the snap on 3rd down. They're going to hand off again to Shigimoto. He's going to slice and dice his way right across the 50. He burst into Menahuni territory. 1st down, Kauai High School. Trison Shigimoto going sideways through the line. Able to pick up that 1st down. Gets it right to the 49-yard line. That is enough to move the chains. Welcome aboard. You are tuned to KIF Football. It's the Menahuni's homecoming game coming to you live here from Hanapepe Stadium on Kauai's sports leader from Elieli. We are 720 KUAI. Here's another 1st down play for Vigilia. Shigimoto in the backfield along with Koga. Here's the snap, a little fake to Koga. They're going to air it out deep. It's headed to Uyoka down the far sideline, incomplete. Covering the play and doing a great job, just like a blanket, was Sean Jardine. Uyoka just streaking down this near sideline. And a pretty good job of deception on that line for the Red Raiders. They have indeed done their homework coming into this game. And again, Vigilia showing off that arm of his. Just a junior. Got a lot to look forward from this young man. Do the Raiders. 2nd and 10 now. Vigilia takes the snap, pitches it back to Shigimoto. He'll drop it. Loose ball. The Raiders are all over it. The Menahunis are coming after it. We're going to have to wait and see. It will be the Raider ball. And I'll have to wait and see who gets up, and it may be Benson Tabata. And it is, and Tabata able to wrestle that ball away from 3 different Menahunis who had much better shots at it initially than Benson did. So he has really saved the bacon for the Raiders on this one. Third down now, a loss on the play of about 7 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 17. This is where the Menahunis probably will really come after them. Long huddle for Kauai High School. They'll break out and go to work. Simao. And there is a flag. It'll be too much time. Delay of game against the Red Raiders. Kind of a shame when that happens. It's not as if they needed any more problems. So the delay of game brings the ball with the penalty to the 39-yard line. 3rd down at about 18. Yeah, maybe 3rd and 21. Vigilia, deep drop back, has pressure, scrambles, caught from behind, down he goes. Daniel Tafua all over him, and a flag goes up late. Daniel Tafua, and he just burst through the line, crushing the Raiders in his path, able to get a big glove on the quarterback and just dragging him to the turf from behind, and the penalty is going to go against Waimea. After that huge sack by Daniel Tafua, it'll be a personal foul against Waimea. So it'll be 3rd down for Kauai High School with 12 yards to go. Excuse me, 4th down and 12. Benson Tabata comes rushing back onto the field. We'll see if Eric Masters will punt or not. Waimea scrambling on defense. They're very confused and unorganized, and now a flag's going to go up, and I believe they may have too many men on the field. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. But I'm surprised they threw the flag before they snapped the ball. One Menahuni, too many, came racing onto the field in that sudden exchange. Waimea clearly confused on defense, trying to shift positions. And Waimea rotated a few too many people. So that is a 5-yard penalty, bringing up a 4th down and 7. Kauai High School will go for it. Vigilius drops back. He's got more pressure. Solibio after him. He gets away from him. Heaves it down the field, complete. At the 30-yard line, a flag thrown late. Benson Tabata with the catch at the 30-yard line. That's good for a 1st down, but we've got to wait till the penalty is straightened out here. Vigilia with a tremendous scrambling throw. Michael Solibio was all over him. Just chased him right out of the backfield. And on the dead run to his left, the right-handed Vigilia just fired a wobbly bullet to the 30, about a 20-yard pass through the air. Raiders, the penalty being discussed with Kauai High School, which would mean it is very safe to assume that this one will go against the Menahunis. And another personal foul against the Menahunis. So pretty much back-to-back personal fouls against Waimea, very uncharacteristic for this club, or any Menahuni team for that matter. Waimea will decline. They like the play. They're going to take the completion. And the 1st down at the 30-yard line. Their best field position of the night. Muraoka wide to the far right side. Uyoka to the near side, short side of the field. Shigimoto in the backfield with Koga. Here's the snap. They're going to hand off to Shigimoto. He's going to go down right at the 30. Maybe a loose ball. One of the Menahunis has got it. That's going to be Daniel Tafua. The ball popped free on initial contact. Shigimoto's had a tough time holding on to it. Oh, wait, now one of the other officials is going to say his knee was down. And Daniel Tafua is getting a little frustrated out there. You can tell. He's like, what's a guy got to do to make a great play here? So it'll be 2nd down. Shigimoto's knee had gone down at the 31-yard line. So 2nd down and 11. Here comes the Raiders. I formation, receivers wide on both sides. 6 men on the line. Vigilia with the snap, drops back. Heaves it far and deep to the right side corner, leaping into the air and incomplete. 1 against 2, a mismatch. The Red Raiders sending Benson Tabata all the way down to the goal line, trying to outleap Alden Pablo and Valen Vea. Pablo at 5'4", Vea at 5'8". Benson Tabata, however, is 5'8". So what the heck? It's pretty much a draw. 3rd and 11 now coming up. Virgilia again sets him up with an I formation, slot to the right side. Here's the snap. Rolling to the right, he's got a little protection. Now the protection's gone and he's down. And guess what? Daniel Tafua with another huge just forearm chop, knocking him straight off his feet. It's 4th down. Daniel Tafua is playing like he's being recruited to go to the NCAA Division I tonight. 4th down, and I would expect that the Raiders would be punting towards a corner with this one. Eric Masters will drop back. Menahunis are a little slow to get somebody deep, and now they will send Jardine and Vea back. And a flag will be dropped onto the play. It's going to be offside against the Menahunis. So that will be a 5-yard penalty against Waimea. Raiders will come 5 yards closer. This might not help them out so much. Masters to kick from about his 45. A high snap. He's plenty high to get to it, though. End over end, wobbly punt, and it'll be taken in the end zone and carried into it by Valen Vea, so it'll come out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Waimea will start it. So the Raiders had some offense going. They had a nice completion to Benson Tabata that set them up with a 1st and 10 at the 30, but they just couldn't push it past that point, despite the Menahuni penalties. So Waimea will start it up again. We've got 7 minutes and 29 seconds remaining here in our first half of play. Still 14-0 Menahunis. Here's the snap, the handoff. Jardine working his way, a yeoman's effort off the right side. Picks up 3 to the 23-yard line before he is tackled. Sterling Silva in on that tackle. 2nd down and 7 now. After that gain, Charles Ferguson in, Randy Villanueva out for the Menahunis. William Rodriguez wide, and there's going to be a pitch to the near side. It's going to be to Vea. Vea gets out over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Taken out by Sterling Awana, who took his hip right off his body. 26 is where they spot the ball. 3rd down and 4 to go. Well, they put it at the 27, so, well, it looks like the 26, actually, so it is 4 yards to go. 3rd down with 4. Jardine, the lone setback. And they'll hand off to Sean. Right side's got the blockers over the 30. 1st down to the 31-yard line. Boy, when Sean puts his head down, of course, you got to admit he had some gaping holes ripped out there in front of him. Jaime Aguiar, Mason Moriguchi blasting away. Valen Vea really led that out of the backfield with a nice block. And he really was able to spring Jardine for the 1st down yardage. Ball at the 32-yard line near hash mark. Another 1st and 10 for the Menahunis. Again, they go to Jardine, left side, out to the 35. Gang tackled right there at the 35. Gain of 3 or 4 on that play. 2nd down, just over 6 yards to go. Actually, the ball set just with the nose to the 35. So a short 7 or a long 6. You can take it either way you want. Either way, it's still 2nd down. Raiders putting 4 or 5 men on the line. They're bringing the linebackers up really close. Here's the snap. Castro raked across the face mask. It's going to draw 4 flags thrown at him, and he goes down for a loss. He'll come up adjusting the face mask to make sure that everybody knows what it is. And that was one of those grievous errors. You could see that not only did they latch onto it, but they gave a pretty good yank and a tug, twisting his head all the way around. That'll be a 15-yard biggie. And it brings the ball to the 48-yard line. Woo. So a very costly face mask penalty against the Red Raiders. Menahunis with a 1st and 10. Receivers go wide on both sides. With the snap, they're going to hand off over to Jardine, struggling to get out of the backfield, picks up no yardage at all. Nicole Martin and Roy Simauan on the tackle. That time, I think Martin had grabbed a hold of his feet. Sean able to pick up just 1 yard. And again, that's simply by stretching his body forward and reaching out with the ball. That's how he gets that yard. So many times when he is stopped for what would be an apparent loss, he's able to reach out for that minimal gain. Fumble in the backfield. They're trying to exchange to Jardine. The Raiders are going to come up with it. It'll be Kauai High School's ball. The handoff was never completed. Castro reached out for Jardine. He was pretty much by him already. Castro let go of the ball. There was nobody there but the Red Raiders jerseys, and they were on top of it. So Vigilia with an opportunity here in the final 4:45 of our second period and first half to try to get these Raiders up on the board. Puts his receivers wide on both sides. Running backs tight just behind him. Turns around. Hand off to Shigimoto after faking to Koga, and Shigimoto blasted at the line. Dropped backwards by Robert De La Cruz. Daniel Tafu at the bottom of the pile along with Puna Rivera. Rivera, the nose guard, 5'3". This league features the toughest short guys at nose guard. I mean, probably the leader of the whole pack would have to be Ramon Matanza of the Kapaa Warriors. 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders. Koga and Shigimoto running in the backfield for Kauai High School. Simauan is a receiver, slot to the right, wide out to the right. Vigilia ready with the snap, fakes a pass, looks again, throws it out to the right side, intended for Simauan. It'll be a little short. Thrown down at his feet, it'll be incomplete. Simauan covered in that far corner by Valen Vea. Clock stops with the incompletion with 4 minutes exactly remaining in the half. Raiders very deep in huddle. They're like 10 yards off the ball. Now they come up and address the line of scrimmage. Shigimoto goes into the slot to the right. Koga, the lone setback now for Vigilia. Richard takes it, the junior. 1 step back, fires to the left side, incomplete. Randy Villanueva was more interested in giving Kelly Ueoka a shot, and he got hit in the top of his helmet with the pass. If Villanueva was even looking at the ball, he would have had an easy interception and an easy touchdown. There was nobody between him and the goal line. However, he was just bearing down very tightly on Kelly Ueoka and just really wanted to bang into Kelly. He got that much accomplished. Incomplete, 4th down. Eric Masters will be punting, and boy, he has been busy in the punting department. Valen Vea will go back. He's the only one to receive, and here comes the pressure. Masters gets it off to the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. They're going to have to mark it. They're coming up from the 20 to the 24 to the 25. They're still being waved up to the 6, and that's it. So Waimea will take over at the 26-yard line. It's where the officials will rule that Eric Masters' punt had gone out. And the Menahunis will have another opportunity. Kauai High School with a player down on the field. Trainers will come out and look at him. And we'll have to wait and see. Somebody covered, and this was in the area where actually this is past where the ball had gone down, so this is well beyond where the actual field of play had been.
Hesse Carpets has moved. We've moved to Nauwili Willie just off the highway. We've moved to a bigger warehouse, better showroom with easier access. So October is moving sale month. Area rugs 30, 40, and 50% off. Cumberland Active Area Carpet 30 and 40% off. In-stock vinyl 50 and 60% off. All in-stock carpet 30, 40, and 50% off. 2 patterns peel and stick tiles, just $20 a box. So take advantage of our moving sale now at Hesse Carpets.
New arrivals at Island Liquidators, bottom of Don Willy Willy Road, that include these white 3-drawer wall secretaries with matching chest of drawers and dressers, limited supply. Oak student and household desks starting at $55. A limited supply of these solid oak wardrobe cabinets, perfect for bedroom and storage. Plus oak chest of drawers and dressers with matching night tables. 2 types of mini-bar refrigerators to choose from, perfect for home or office, only $40. And like new upholstered sofas. So come on down to Island Liquidators, now Willy Willy Road, this week for these specials.
The new 96 Taurus. Tested safer than Volvo. More standard horsepower than Accord and Camry. Yet Taurus is still priced thousands less. And now with $1,000 cash back direct from Ford, the totally redesigned Taurus has the competition holding on to the past. Taurus even has more interior room than last year's model. Nothing compares. See your Hawaii Ford dealer, home of 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. Again.
Waiting for the sideline.
Well, I will in a moment. It is Travis Moroka. I think Travis just got popped a good one. And he will go to the sideline, get a little oxygen, take a break for a second or two, and be right back out here, I'm sure. Menahuni's come up and at it. In their home dark blue uniforms. Here's the snap to Castro. Handoff in the backfield, left side. And there is some real pushing and shoving going on. Very little running room. A gain of about 3 on the play for Sean Jardine. Seems like Sean will gain 3, gain 3, gain 3, then gain 50. Second down, 7 yards to go. Ball has been moved out to the 23-yard line. Waimea again coming up. Very quick pace for the Menahunis when they are on offense. Handoff again to Jardine. Hole. Oh, my goodness, it's huge on the right side. He's out and upended just shy of the 30-yard marker. Gets to the 28. They may spot it at the 29, and another just monstrous hole on the right side again, being led by Valen Vea. So it's 3rd down and a very long yard. Menahunis again will go with a pro set formation. Here's the quick snap. Handoff Jardine, right side. There's that hole, and there's that first down. Roy Simao on the tackle at the 31-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. And when Waimea really wants to clean out that right side behind Mason Moriguchi, Raiders are helpless in stopping that. Another first down for the Menahunis, and at halftime we'll check with Richard Masamoto about how many first downs they have put together. 2 minutes and 29 seconds to go here in the period. Here's another handoff into the backfield. Flag going up with the play. The ball carried out to the 35-yard line. Sean Jardine on the carry, following Jason Caldera that time. And we'll wait and see what the penalty will be. Menahuni band getting out towards the end zone. They will be marching on the field tonight. That Waimea band now turned into the Menahuni marching band. Penalty marched off against Waimea. There's 5. And there goes 10. And it'll be, whoa, clipping, and it'll be a 15-yard penalty. For an illegal block. And it's 1st down and 22. Whoa. Pro set formation. Pitch. Jardine, left side, caught from behind and dragged down at the 20. He'll pick up a yard or 2. Maybe just 1 yard in getting it to the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 21 yards to go. Waimea will continue to be very conservative here in the final moments of the half, nursing along a 14-point lead. Line gets set once again. Castro with the snap, hands off to Jardine. Right side, cuts it over the middle. 35, 30, 40, 45, 50. He's gone. Everybody's chasing him, and he's running away. Luke Smith, the last one with the shot. It's a touchdown for Y-man Sean Jardine. 78 yards this time. Sean Jardine is putting on a show, ladies and gentlemen. 78 yards and his third touchdown, his 15th of the season. And he is the premier running back in the state of Hawaii. Charles Ferguson to hold for him. Jardine to go for the extra point. It's up. It's good. We're going to pause with just 1:22 left in this second period. And it's now Waimea 21, Kauai High School nothing. Stand by with, this will be a... Welcome back to Hanapepe Stadium, everybody. 21-0. The Menahunis with the lead here in the first half of their homecoming ball game. Ryan Koga playing in the middle of the field, waiting for Sean Jardine's kick. Roy Simao out there along with Sterling Awana. The officials now are watching their clock, making sure they've got the official length of time, and that's more time than they've given. It's kind of funny the way things work out here sometimes. Gerald Hurd's actually going to kick off, and it's very short. Bounces at the 25, picked up by Awana at the 25-yard line, knocked from behind, and he'll fall forward for 2 more yards out to the 27-yard line. So Waimea will put their defense on the field. Raiders are going to try to figure out what they can do in this final minute of the half to generate some momentum and some offense, get something happening that's positive that they can take into the locker room with them, and something that they can build upon in the second half. Again, confusion. Out of the shotgun, Vigilia wants to throw it over the middle. Benson Tabata, and somebody had a hand on him. Benson Tabata was being held down the field, and nobody could see it. I mean, when you can see the jersey being tugged out, somebody's got to have a hand on it. The defender was looking around and realized that there was not an official that could see him. Second and 10 after the incompletion. Vigilia still out of that shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Looks to the right. He's flushed out of the pocket in the grass, heaves it, and it'll be incomplete, intended for Travis Maroke at the 35-yard line. That brings up a third down. That time the Menahunis, with a 4-man rush, really got some heat going. Aaron Labugian, defensive end, getting his start tonight, was all over him. So a very big third down, and it's still 1:04 to go. This series taking less than 10 seconds. There's the snap, roll to the right side, knocked down and off his feet. This time, let's see, who was that slicing through that one? Aaron Labugian. So it's 4th and 15, a loss of 5 on that play. And Labugian coming up with 2 very big plays back-to-back here to force the Red Raiders' hand. Clock rolling now, just under 30 seconds. Masters gets a good snap, plenty of time, gets a short high kickoff, however. And it's going to come down at the 40, take a big hop, and the Raiders will down it at the 40-yard line. So the Menahunis with 14 seconds. I would expect that they will just take a knee and go into the locker room up by 3. That's 3 touchdowns. Waimea will conclude their regular season next Friday night when they go to Vidina Stadium to take on the Kapa'a Warriors. There's the snap, a fake, drop back. Castro going to go for the works. He throws it complete at the 18. Diving to the 10. With the catch, it's a great catch for William Rodriguez. 6 seconds on the clock. They will spot it at the 11. First down, and a timeout is going to be taken by the Menahooties. They've got time for a play. 6 seconds remaining in the half. We'll be back. It's Waimea 21, Kauai High School nothing. Welcome back, folks. There must have been a little bit of confusion on the field. The two teams went out of their huddle as if they had not called a timeout, but the Menahooties used a timeout. When they'd realized that, then head coach John Kobayashi went out onto the field. Then the Red Raiders defensive crew has decided that they would take the opportunity to get out onto the field. They should be about out of time, though. Waimea ready to go for it. They have a first down at the 11-yard line with 6 seconds left, so it might as well be first and goal to go. Vea in the backfield along with Jardine. Castro with the snap, drops back, looks right, looks over the middle, heaves it to the left. They've got it complete. Touchdown to the tight end, Tyson Pereira. Tyson Pereira with another TD this season. Kurt Castro finding him open in the deep part of the middle of the end zone. Time has expired, and Jardine to go for the extra point. Ferguson to hold. He's got it down. The kick, it's up. It's good. It's halftime at Hanapepe Stadium. The score is now Waimea 28, Kauai High School nothing.
For tonight, as a special treat, we're going to have the national anthem.
Oh, here's a good one. Max's birthday with Mignar the Magician. Claire got the role of the spatula in the school play. Bingo at the Burrows. Oh, here's a goodie. Mom's graduation from Big Rig Trucking School.
Whatever you're celebrating, nothing says let's party like an ice cream cake from Baskin Robbins. They're cool, they're fun, they're really good.
Okie Diner and Bakery, right in the heart of Lihue, next to the Garden Island newspaper, is open 24 hours a day. Local favorites galore. Huge servings and modest prices await you. Breakfast is served from midnight till 11 a.m. daily. Try our pancake special. 2 large pancakes, meat of your choice, and 1 large farm fresh egg, only $3.99. Plus freshly baked pies, cookies, turnovers, cone sushi, and shave ice too. It's all yours at Okie Diner and Bakery, next to the Garden Island newspaper. Takeouts available. Okie's, 24 hours a day, 245-5899. Summer's all year long with your own Manco machine from Toolmaster. You've seen them at the Farm Bureau Fair. Check out the mini delivery and display truck with a 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, scrub brake, and speed reduced to 7 miles per hour for additional safety and low-end torque. Check out the Dingo, a 5 horsepower engine, heavy-duty torque converter trans, disc brakes, and spring suspension front end. Plus, the 2-to-go, 5 horsepower centrifugal clutch drive and band brake. Or the Quicksilver 2, sporting a 3.5 horsepower engine, centrifugal clutch drive, and dual scrub brakes. Prices start at a low $788.99. Fun for everyone. Manco Fun Machines from Toolmaster, Lihue Industrial Park, Phase 2.
Hesse Carpets has moved. We've moved to Nauwili Willie just off the highway. We've moved to a bigger warehouse, better showroom with easier access. So October is moving sale month. Area rugs 30, 40, and 50% off. Cumberland Active Area Carpet 30 and 40% off. In-stock vinyl 50 and 60% off. All in-stock carpet 30, 40, and 50% off. 2 patterns peel and stick tiles just $20 a box. So take advantage of our moving sale now at Hesse Carpets.
New arrivals at Island Liquidators, bottom of Nauwili Willie Road, that include these white 3-drawer wall secretaries with matching chest of drawers and dressers, limited supply. Oak student and household desks starting at $55. A limited supply of these solid oak wardrobe cabinets, perfect for bedroom and storage. Plus oak chest of drawers and dressers with matching night tables. 2 types of mini-bar refrigerators to choose from, perfect for home or office, only $40. And like new upholstered sofas. So come on down to Island Liquidators, Nauwili Willie Road this week for these specials.
The new 96 Taurus. Tested safer than Volvo. More standard horsepower than Accord and Camry. Yet Taurus is still priced thousands less. And now with $1,000 cash back direct from Ford, the totally redesigned Taurus has the competition holding on to the past. Taurus even has more interior room than last year's model. Nothing compares. See your Hawaii Ford dealer, home of 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. Again.
It's just about 5 minutes past the hour, 5 past the hour at 10 o'clock. You're watching Kauai Interscholastic Federation football action from Garden Isle Cable Channel 21 and Kauai Cable Channel 6. And now let's get back to the edited version of this game from this past Friday night at Hanapepe Stadium. Homecoming for the Menahunis. Play-by-play action is KOAI Radio's Jay Robertson.